Okay, thank you for the question. The first book that I would like to recommend in the month of love for anyone to read, anyone, whether I love them or not, is a book written about the life of the Lord Buddha. It's called The Pilgrim Kamane. And the Lord Buddha, in his journey before he died, he meets two lovers separately. One is Kamane, the trader, and he also meets at another time Vasiti, is the person whom Kamane loves. She's a princess. And the Lord Buddha teaches them, where there is true love, there is suffering. I've actually taught this book here at the university in a course, Thai Literature in Translation. The original book was written by Hans Jellerup, a Danish writer who received the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1918. Okay, and I would say that the Lord Buddha's message to Vasiti is, where there is true love, there is suffering. However, since you asked me about books, books need not be a suffering. Books can also be an opportunity to grow in the love of knowledge, to grow in the love of reading. Now, another book that I would recommend is called Night. Nighd, and I know that you're thinking, Ajahn, you're too romantic, love and night. No. But this book has actually been translated into Pasar Thai recently. And the original author is Eli Wiesel, someone a Jewish who survived the Holocaust of the years 1943-44. He survived and he wrote about his experience in a book called Night. I can't give this book to the library because I've already promised it to another Ajahn. Okay, so, but I would say that this book is available, I think, in the Chula library. If there is a third book that you want me to recommend, it's Waiting for Godot by Samuel Beckett. This is an Irish dramatist, and I used to use this book when I was a student in United States. But basically this book talks about hope of new visions in the time when we don't have visions, when we don't have hope. And this is actually associated with the theater of the absurd. It's a very complex type of drama. But it speaks of one man waiting for someone called Godot, and he's waiting in the wastelands. Okay, but it's such a beautiful book, and I would like you guys to try to read this. Okay? Now, one other book that I must recommend, not because it has the image of the Sala Pratipalai here on this campus, but this book was written by Archbishop Luigi Bressan, and it talks about the meeting of two cultures, the Christian culture with the Thai culture. And this book is published by the Assumption University Press. And Luigi Bressan, whom you would see right here in the cover, has actually visited us. He's been on this campus. He has an honorary doctorate degree from our university. But he wrote about the history of how Catholic education, and Assumption University is a Catholic university for sure. But how did we begin? How did our education begin? And it begins from the time of King Narai in Ayutthaya. Okay, I will give this as my gift of love to the library
Okay.
this year.
Thank you.
Okay? And finally, if you do have time, Sun Tzu, the Chinese philosopher, and the art of war. It's not about war, but it's about planning. It's about using your mind, being aware of what is the reality around you when you face life. Okay, and the one great lesson that I learned from this book, and I've actually taught it amongst my students, is an army general or any one of us who goes to face life, if we do not know ourselves and we do not know the surroundings and who is around us, we would lose. But if we know ourselves and if we know our environment, we know the people that we work with and other things, then we can overcome many obstacles together. And that's all I would like to share with you with my message, that love is a beautiful thing, but it needs to be experienced carefully.
Okay. Thank you very much ค่ะอาจารย์เกรน
Thank you.